Good day to all of you, wherever you may be. I wish to make a statement to express my indignation with the state of affairs in our country, the Gambia, and to urge all my fellow Gambians and all those people who subscribe to democratic norms to devise means to end dictatorship in the Gambia. As recent actions and pronouncements by dictator Yahya Jammeh have shown, the tyrant clearly has severe mental problems. Unless Gambians and the international community do something urgently, the destruction of the Gambian social fabric will continue. And in its wake, we are likely to have a failed state characterized by severe political turmoil or violent civil strife. This is an outcome that we must all work together to prevent by finally showing Jammeh that we are utterly serious. The dictator has apparently mistaken our insistence on a nonviolent strategy as cowardice, and that has made him even more belligerent. We still believe in nonviolence, but it's time we devise much more aggressive measures to teach Jammeh some useful or serious lessons. We must all have one objective: to end dictatorship now. Why do we say Jammeh is absolutely insane? This is a leader who came to power in 1994 claiming that AFPRC constituted soldiers with a difference. But it didn't take long for the Gambian people to realize that we have allowed one of the most brutal military regimes to take root in our country. Gone are the slogans of accountability, probity, and transparency, as Yahya Jammeh has proven to be not only an autocrat, but also a kleptocrat of the highest order. The dictator's myriad of lies or plethora of lies and ever-changing visions and pledges to turn the Gambia from one of the poorest states on earth to what he terms as an economic superpower go to underscore his mental state. The guy is simply nuts. Where in the world have you ever heard of any person, not to speak of a head of state, claiming to have the ability to cure virtually every affliction known to man? Yahya Jammeh does not only lie blatantly, but also puts Gambian lives in danger by getting the sick to abandon modern medication for his poisonous concoctions. Only a madman would do this. And why is Yahya Jammeh so obsessed with witchcraft? From Fonyi to Bakau, he has threatened the people to be ready, as he will deal with those taking the lives of their successful youngsters through witchcraft. He says he will deal with them without touching anyone. Are these the words of a sane person? You tell me. A leader who thinks he can sustain the micromanagement of a whole country, from lifestyles and religious practices to investment and sports, is definitely lacking in mental faculties. Jammeh believes he is the chief baker, the best butcher, doctor, soothsayer, strategist, imam, and even the best wizard in the country. And in that vein, he acts as if he has to determine the nature and direction of every sphere of human activity in the Gambia. Such an attitude and conduct only goes to confirm our view that Yahya Jammeh is crazy. A cursory look at some of his actions and statements would provide further evidence to buttress this point. In 2001, he ordered security forces to gun down 14 people, almost all secondary school students, for engaging in a peaceful protest. He then turned around and offered immunity to the perpetrators while refusing to provide medical assistance to the many injured. Also, Jammeh has fired so many officials for alleged corruption, incompetence, etc., only to turn around and rehire them to even higher posts. Dictator Jammeh also abruptly pulled the Gambia out of the Commonwealth without consulting any member of government and in spite of the negative repercussions of withdrawal. The tyrant unilaterally broke off diplomatic ties with Taiwan and Iran at times when relations appeared to be on the upswing. And without any provocation, Dictator Jammeh lashed out at the Mandingo ethnic group, cracked down on journalists, executed prisoners who had not exhausted their legal options, insulted Senegalese leaders, both past and present, threatened to circumcise religious leaders who disagree with him, and so on. The list of Dictator Jammeh's misdeeds is inexhaustive, but it further buttresses our point or our conclusion that he is utterly out of his mind. Just when we thought we had seen and heard everything from Yahya Jammeh, he now says he has unilaterally transformed the Gambia into an Islamic state. In essence, the 1997 constitution, handcrafted by him, is no more. He has staged a self-coup. But we all know that whatever he is doing is a mere distraction. He is cornered, he is facing severe difficulties, and is finding every means to distract us, to try to get us to focus on matters other than the difficulties, the human rights abuses in the country. The announcement may be aimed at polarizing Gambians along religious lines. We doubt very much Dictator Jammeh would succeed. The degree of religious tolerance is far too advanced for even this ruthless tyrant to destroy. Gambians are already rising up and speaking out, saying no to the illegal announcement changing the Gambia to an Islamic state. This may be the final straw for Gambians. Jammeh has tried to wage a tribal war through denigration of groups such as the Mandinka, and he has failed miserably. He tried to divert attention by demonizing the Senegalese and their leaders without success. In the meantime, the Gambian economy continues its downward spiral as a consequence of theft, ineptitude, and mismanagement, as well as the continued isolation of the authoritarian regime. The plethora of ill-advised pronouncements and policy decisions put forth by Dictator Jammeh are acts of desperation. He is cornered, he is isolated, he lacks funds, he can't do anything to his perceived enemies in the diaspora. We are simply witnessing the kicks of a dying horse. The ferocity of the kicks dictate that we must take decisive collective action to sniff the last breath out of the horse. Without giving anything away, despite our temptations, it's time we get on the same frequency to insist on altering our predicament for the better and without any delay. Yahya Jammeh, your time is up, whether you know it or not, whether we state our objectives or not. Be certain that we will now work even harder to end your repressive regime. Your pronouncements may continue. Wato Sita. Thank you.